Well, without further ado, I would like to introduce our speaker here today, Molly Ambrose from Semper Fi Flo. She was raised in South Minneapolis, graduated from Washburn High School in 1987, went on to the University of Wisconsin in La Crosse, and received a degree in recreation management. She spent 25 years teaching tennis at Northwest Racquet Swim and Health Clubs, which later became Lifetime Fitness. After a little brief hiatus, she went back to teaching tennis at the Williston Tennis Center in Minnetonka. She's been married to her husband, Tim, for 29 years. They have 4 children: Nick, who is a USMC veteran, Billy, Megan, and Patrick. They have 4 dogs, 3 golden retrievers, and a Great Bernese Mountain dog. Today, she bakes custom sugar cookies and volunteers as the executive director for Semper Fi Flo. She started shipping care packages in 2016, adopting families in 2017, and adopting veteran homes in 2018. Semper Fi Flo was born as a 501(c) in 2019, and I'd like to welcome her up here to tell us more about that.
Thank you so much for having me. My name is Molly Ambrose. I'm a mom of a Marine veteran. I get a little emotional. I didn't know what to do when he went into the Marine Corps. I had 4 children. We were not military people. He ended up enlisting, and I became a Marine mom. And Val also is a Marine mom. And she's very active with the Marine Corps Moms in Minnesota, and she invited me to come speak with you to let you know all about Semper Fi Flo. So Nick went into the Marine Corps. I attended a Marine Corps mom meeting. They're called the Minnesota Marine Corps Moms, and that changed my life. There were 60 women in the room. They were talking about what they wanted to do for their care package project. They wanted to cut king-size pillows into thirds, cut their pillowcases, sew them. Oh, I raised my hand. I said, I don't have the money to do that, nor do I have the talent to sew. But has anyone called Mike Lindell at My Pillow? And everybody looked at me. I did not take into account that maybe these ladies used this as a wine night. They got together, they sewed, they laughed. I didn't think about that. I was thinking, let's make this easy, right? So I couldn't even say at this point, thank you for your service. I couldn't say my son is in the Marine Corps boot camp. I couldn't. I'd sob. I'd just break down in tears. This was on a Saturday morning. By Monday afternoon, I had 50 My Pillows in my basement. I had to do something. I went back on Facebook. I told the moms what I had done. I said, let's get together in 3 weeks. Let's do a care package project. Bring everything you can. We did it. I looked at these ladies grabbing all of these things and throwing them in boxes. And I'm like, these are supposed to be for our kids. Do you need me to take you to the store and buy you some? So we put together these care packages. And then I went home and I said, I can't do that again. I'm a control freak. I like to have control. I like to be in charge. So that was in the fall. My daughter did a capstone project for her high school graduation. She ended up putting together 336 care packages. Mike Lindell donated 336 My Pillows. He also paid $7,000 in shipping. No questions asked. I've never met him. I cold called them. I was just a Marine mom. I asked the kids, the Victoria Elementary and the Bluff Creek Elementary schools in Chanhassen in Victoria, if they would collect Halloween candy for me. They did. I had to keep going. How could I not? I was getting free candy. I started asking all my Facebook friends on Facebook and social media if they would support this. Our son was in boot camp. I went to Chan High School. I went to the media center. And I asked where the wall was for the military kids. They looked at me, and they said, Molly, there isn't a wall. And I said, but you have a wing for the theater kids. Where's the 3x5 wall for the kids that are in the military? So I kind of got mad. They walked me to the media center and said, this lady's going to help you. She sent me a card, pushed a card over, and it said, Colonel Bob Ayotte. Colonel Bob Ayotte, now I have to make a phone call to somebody. So I called him, and every time I tried calling him, I'd start crying. I had to hang up. Finally, one day I saw his wife on social media. I said, "Are you related to Colonel Bob Ayotte?" And Cheryl responded, "What did he do?" And I'm like, perfect. I'm with my people. I found them. I called Bob. I told him what I do. I say, hey, I throw care packages together. I ship them out to the military. He said, Molly, I have a veteran in need. Can you do something? Half an hour later, I had 6 families I committed to adopting for the holiday season. I didn't know what I was doing. I just prayed that my friends on Facebook would adopt them and help me out because I couldn't do it I couldn't do it. I can be the workhorse, but I can't do all the adoptions. That year, we adopted 9 families. Okay, I had to keep going. I did care packages again. Mike Lindell gave me another 300 My Pillows. He paid another $7,000 in shipping. Okay, then we kept going. I adopted vet homes. So we started with the Silver Bay Vet Home, and we've done all 5 vet homes. I've shipped over 5,000 care packages, and I've adopted over 98 Minnesota military families in need. So my son's a veteran. A lot of my friends are like, why are you still doing this? Your kid's out. And my question is, why wouldn't I? Why wouldn't I? If my son came back and hit a bump in the road, I would pray somebody would help him out. That's what I do. So I have adopted these families. I put it on Facebook. They're always anonymous. They're vetted through the Veteran Service Office and the readiness officers of the National Guard. I do none of the vetting. I get the families through my contacts at those places. I put them out on Facebook anonymously. My friends and social media people adopt them. I let multiple families adopt those families. Because when I open up my Expedition Max, I want it to throw up the holiday season. I want these people to know how much we appreciate them. If they end up with 3 lava lamps, they get 3 lava lamps. They're military, they'll pass them on, or their kids will think it's the greatest thing in the world, right? So people are like, well, Molly, you're letting other people adopt these families. They're going to get 2 sets of dishes. Who cares? Let them get what they want, right? So that's what I do. So nowadays, I was asked last August. I've kind of scooted under the radar, just kind of doing my thing. And a friend of mine reached out to me from Hazelton Foundation. And they said, would you be the recipient of a Pay It Forward? A day at the Sober Tailgate. And I said, well, what is that? And they're like, we'll put together care packages. We got CVS Pharmacy, we got the Vikings, we got the Timberwolves, the Lynx, the Minnesota Wild all coming. We're all partners, United Heroes of America. We put together 500 toiletry bags and 500 snack bags for my shipment that I put out last week. So we did 400 care packages last week. You're wondering but you did 500. I'm putting together packages for the Airport Armed Services offices also. So when soldiers and Marines, retired veterans go through that in the airport, they can pick up a bag with a My Pillow, toiletries, snacks, candy. Everything I put in a care package, I put in these bags. This year, Mike couldn't give me the pillows. I had to purchase them. He gave me an incredible price. I believe it's who you know, not what you know. So I am more than happy to use donation money to pay for pillows for my packages. Because every letter I get back, the number one thing they say is that pillow. The pillow. Because they're out in the desert. We shipped to Afghanistan before everything. I've taken the National Guard when George Floyd happened. Those National Guardsmen didn't have underwear, they didn't have socks, they didn't have towels, they didn't have toiletries. We purchased all of it, dropped it down where they were at. I called my General Mills contact who gives me granola bars every time I ship out. Please, give me 50 cases. Each case has 12 boxes that you buy at the store, 1 box. They gave me 50 cases for our National Guardsmen. So that's what I do. I'm 100% volunteer. Eventually I have to worry about my retirement, but that's later, right? I do put 12,000 miles a year on my vehicles. So why am I here? I'm here to let you guys know I believe it's who you know, what you know. not what you know. Maybe you guys, I'm looking for a transit van. Kind of like the sweet one they had if you came through. Did you see the black one out there, the Hilton one? That's what I want. I'm not trying to be greedy, but I'm going to tell you why. I did the care packages. It took me 5 carloads, right? I went to Kohl's yesterday to purchase over $3,000 worth the items for the veteran service, or for the veteran Silver Bay vet home. I had to bring 3 carloads home. A transit van, I can open up, throw everything in, and go, right? So eventually my husband and I would like to get on the road. We're huge road trippers, and we'd like to go to the bases. When our son was on Camp Pendleton, he spent 9 months on the USS Essex. He came back. He didn't see war. He didn't see combat. But he saw a lot of crap on that ship, right? He had one gentleman fell overboard. They didn't recover him. A couple suicides. Now these guys are coming back from being deployed to their bases, and they're in new barracks. They have nothing except what they've been traveling with. Everything's in storage or back at home. Camp Pendleton out in California takes an hour to get across. We want to show up, my husband and I, with a collapsible laundry basket, with laundry detergent, cleaning supplies, snacks, sheets, and towels for at least 250 troops when they come back. So we would use the van to drive out to California, go down to Texas, go up to Washington, go out to Virginia, for the guys and gals that are coming back from deployment, and just making their life a little bit easier for a couple days till they can get their head back on straight and get back dealing with us crazy civilians here, right? So that's what I do. People wonder, well, Molly, what can I do to help you? I do care package, so I put out here is a list of what I collect for the care packages. Again, I'm looking for companies for donations. So if Eric gives me $50, I don't want that going towards a transit van. I don't want that going towards a salary for me. That's for my troops. That's for my military families. I want 3M, I want Toro, I want Target. I want them to see what I'm doing as just a Marine mom, and I want them to donate towards me to take a little of that lift off my friends and family and people on social media who donate to me. So if anyone works for a company that might be open to a military nonprofit, I became a nonprofit in 2019. Okay, so I have a Minnesota nonprofit behind me, so they can write me off. So if anyone has any connections to a transit van, or if they want your company or your team want to put together, hey Molly, what can we do for your care packages? We put together these little things after learning from Soberfest over at Hazelton, that if you wanted to do something, you could just pick off like Alpha. What do you think of Alpha? In this group of care packages, we think of toiletries, right? Aggressive. So you could pick off one of these and say, hey, we would like to do an Alpha care package project for you, Molly. Because putting into a care package, I put about $80 worth the items in one package. Okay, so let's say you work for Target and you have a team of 20 people and they want to put together something. You can go off my list and say, Molly, we want to do an Alpha party for you. And I'll say, okay, how many toiletry bags do you want to put together? 50. You have to collect 50 items off of each one, off of this. And that's what goes in the bag. So you know what you're committing to before you do it, right? So that's what I'm doing. That's what I love to do. I have a passion for this. I know what those kids are going through because I have a Marine veteran. I know what the families when they come back. Last year we had a National Guardsman family on the other side of Dickinson, North Dakota. My husband and I jumped in the car with all their gifts, drove it all the way over there, dropped it off, spun around, came back. The families are always anonymous. My husband and I are the only ones that meet them. We're not there to be their friend. We're there to open the trunk, deliver a service to take a little load off of them during the holidays, and we leave. We keep them their dignity, you know? So, are there any questions for what I do?
When you say you adopt a family for the holidays, what is it that you're doing?
Okay, so the families go to the veteran service officer. I have a family of, let's say, 3 kids, a mom and a dad. They haven't been able to, get the means together to do a holiday, or he's lost a job, whatever their situation is. They've gone to their veteran service officer and they've asked for help. The veteran service officer contacts me. I ask them to go back to the family, ask for a wish list. Now, a wish list, I'm not Make-A-Wish. I can't send them to Disney World. I've been asked. I can't do that. I wish I could. Maybe one day I can. But at least, you've hit rock bottom. You need essentials. You need basics. Clothes, pots and pans, bedding, towels. I'll give you experiences. You want to take your kid to the zoo? Whatever, we want to take care of that wish list. But I don't want to muckaluk books for $450. I don't think so, right? So we're there, our kids are 2, 5, and 6. One year we took a child that, a family that had a 2-year-old. And the 2-year-old he was terminal, and he wasn't going to make it till Christmas. So we made sure they got their gifts at Thanksgiving, and we took care of all that for them. So I don't vet any of the families. They're all vetted through the Armed Service, the National or the Veteran Service officers, the National Guard Readiness officers, and then they reach out to me. I'm a little different than a 501c3, the nonprofits out there, because I give a lot. I open the trunk and that family is getting everything. And if I don't know Eric, I don't know his financial background, I don't know yours, but I have a family of 6. I'll let both of you adopt them. You can talk to each other, right? And then you wrap all the gifts, you drop them off at my house, or I pick them up, and then we deliver them. So, and I love it. I love it so much. It's just like you get there and they're overwhelmed seeing me, and then it's kind of like a hurricane, you go and you whip everything up and then you leave and they're like, wow, what was that, We used to not ask the families. I started out in Carver County, so one year I had 25 families. They did not know they were being adopted. They knew nothing. I just knew mom, boy, girl, and their ages, and we went off of that. And we would show up at the house, and then we would drop everything. And at that time, the Timberwolves would give us tickets. And then that year, I got a couple hotel rooms for the out-of-town families, and we put them up for the night so they could go to the Timberwolves game. We showed up. I had $50 for each family. I bought all the kids souvenirs. It was fantastic. So I can't say enough about it. Girl Scouts. In February, we do a huge Girl Scout cookie. So this year I had 1,500 individual boxes of Girl Scout cookies that we spun out into care packages. We got them, and as soon as we got them, we pushed them right out the door. Where do I get the troops' names? I go on the Minnesota Marine Moms. They say, who has a kid deployed? Many of us have multiple kids in the service. I only had one. My son came back from boot camp and looked at his siblings and said, if you guys sign up, I'll kill you before you get on the yellow footprints. So they decided maybe that was not a great option, that they just kind of go do the banking thing or whatever. So, but I belong to several different military groups. And I reach out, and then I get addresses from there. Right now, I just shipped out 40 care packages to the USS Dwight D. Eisenhower, who's sitting outside of Israel right now. So we have a couple kids from Chaska on that ship. So we took care of them. When I say I get one name, I ship them 20 packages. They know they're getting 20, and they give them to the kids that haven't received anything. That's the deal. You keep one for yourself, you pass the rest on. So, any other questions?
To say how they can donate,
Yep.
what I do like is the Amazon wish list, because I can go and I can pick whatever based on my budget, and it goes directly to her, and then she puts it in the.
So I put this out. So you can go to the Amazon wish list. To make this easy, I have a care packet. So you go to Amazon, or you go to Semper Fi Flo on Facebook is where I'm most active. I have 4 children. They tell me I'm only allowed on one social media. I don't know if they're embarrassed of me. So you can go to Semper Fi Flo on Facebook, or I put out on the Amazon wish list. I have the Silver Bay Veteran Home wish list out there. I have the care package wish list out there. You can donate anytime. I'm going to use the stuff. Even though I've already shipped out 400 packages last week, you want to donate 24 boxes of color crayons, go right ahead. Order them. I'll put them in the next shipment. Nothing goes to waste. I also have a P.O. box. If you want to write checks, you can do that. I have PayPal. It's semperfiflo111@gmail, and it's all on the brochure. So if you have any questions, go ahead. Absolutely.
So, one, what's the history behind the name?
Okay.
Flo. And then secondarily, gosh, this is a tremendous amount of work. My father, since passed, used to do the stand down thing for military folks. I'm sure you're familiar with that for many years. How do you sustain yourself with all of the work that you're doing?
Well, my pillow, okay, Semper Fi Flo, Colonel Bob Ayotte. Remember him? Where I went in and he was going to straighten me out, right? He called me Semper Fi Flo in an article in the Chanhassen Villager. So the Chanhassen Villager is a little newspaper in Chanhassen, and it said Semper Fi Flo, and it kind of told what I was doing back in 2017. So then when we had a meeting, I said I want to be a nonprofit. Actually, I was kind of told I needed to be turned into a nonprofit because people were donating money. I was just a Marine mom. I took pictures of everything because I didn't want to go to jail, okay? I have a huge fear of going to prison, okay? So I was like, we have to get a board. I need people, right? Okay. So when I was getting together this board, we got together and they're like, what's the name? And Bob's like, Semper Fi Flo. Put it in Google. So we did, and sure enough, there's my article. He's like, you're already there. I'm like, all right, so I'm already there. Let's go. How do my pillow, I got 400 my pillows. I don't like to have volunteers very often because I'm a control freak, and I believe that a lot of people really don't want to volunteer. They just want to say they volunteered. They don't want to put the work in, right? They're good not putting the work in, but hey, I'll volunteer for you. Hey, I need some help. I'm busy, right? That's good. I'll do it myself. So I rolled 400 my pillows in 9 hours. I'm still dealing with the neuropathy in my fingers. So when I had to order the other 30 for the airport bags I'm putting together for Wednesday, I had to politely ask the gentleman at my pillow, I go, can you please roll them for me? Not like I don't have 3 squatters that live with me. Okay, we have 4 children. 3 of them still can't figure out how to get out the door. That's our fault. We've made it very nice. The Great Bernese Mountain dog is our daughter's. So we can't kick her out because we like the dog so much that we want to, if she leaves, the dog goes with her, and then we're, back down to the 3 Goldens. So, but this generation doesn't like to leave their house. My Marine got out. Yes, sir.
So for cash donations, do you have wholesale channels? Some of them, you can buy stuff at retail, or at least with food pantries, you can send money and they buy food at much reduced prices. Do you have channels to do that?
I don't have very many channels, but I am not a shy person that if you have some contacts, I'm more than happy to call them. But I do take cash, and I will give you a tax receipt. Again, I actually take pictures of it to give to my tax person, because I do not. Okay, so here's a really quick story. It's kind of a cute story, though. I had a dream. I went to Annunciation grade school in South Minneapolis, and I came and I had a dream about a girl I went to high school with, and along with her little brother. Kind of weird. And I came down the stairs to my husband. I said, "Oh my gosh, I had this weird dream about Holly and Jared." I won't say their last name because I'm being filmed. And I go, "It's really weird." And then I looked at my husband, I said, I don't want to, this was back in like 2018, I think. And I looked at him, I said, I don't want to go to jail for Semper Fi Flo. I'm trying to put this 501c3 together, and we don't have a tax person. We don't know what we're doing. We don't know what is legal and what's not. And I'm going to go to jail. 20 minutes later, my Facebook Messenger pinged, and I opened it up, and it was Holly. And she said, Molly, I have the 990 tax forms you might need for your nonprofit, and I am more than happy to help you. Jared, my brother, just retired from being a nonprofit accountant. He can't help us. He can guide me if I have a question or something, but he can't, after you leave, you can't like go back like a doctor and stuff. You can't go back and start playing in the medical field or law. You can't start giving advice after you've retired. But that's how I was saved, is Holly came in, stepped in, started doing our taxes, and I couldn't say no. I have a fantastic board. I have people that believe in me, and I've touched over 15,000 military members, is what we estimate. From all the care packages, and I give you 20, and you're giving up to 20 other guys who are sharing out of that box to other guys, and the families who receive multiple gifts that pass them on to their best friend whose husband is also in the military, and they don't have any bed sheets. So we just keep doing it, and we do the best we can by trying to touch as many military members as we can.
Yeah, for me, it's a plea, asking on behalf of my young people group in my church. They love to do activities like this, and they would like to put some big care packages together. The church can sponsor it, but they would love to do it.
Okay, so here's my little gig on that. Okay, I did a care package project. My name goes on those boxes. So I did a care package project with some kids. They were supposed to get all of the donations. I showed up a week before to have a meeting. There were no donations. That's why we put together this thing, so they know in the future what they're responsible for. Some of those care packages, we purchased all the donations because I had donation money to get these packages together. And I filled them with Girl Scout cookies also to fill in a little bit, right? A couple of those packages came back to me. When I send internationally, I have to fill out a form that says 1 box of coloring crayons, 2 razors, 3 shampoos. I have to document every single thing. I opened those boxes. There were 4 boxes of color crayons and no coloring book. There were Girl Scout cookies, but there wasn't a toiletry bag. So that's when I kind of sat back and said, okay, I can do the little packages, like the toiletry bags and that, but the whole care package box, I have to make sure every single box is exactly the same. If they open that box and it doesn't match what I have put in it, they could throw out my entire shipment because it doesn't match. That's my only thing. So I sat in my garage this year and I had 50 boxes, and I went boom, 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 picked up the next thing. Boom, 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 boom. So everything was the same. I'm more than happy to do it as long as, we have a controlled atmosphere. But when you say, oh, we like to do the care package, we could do smaller boxes because the bigger boxes I use, you got to fill it with stuff. And it costs a lot of money. So I go to the dollar store, and every single box has something about the holidays in it. The really cute ones is it's gnome for the holidays, and it's a little gnome. Just something for them to have, right? But every item's $1.25. So I did 400, and I had to go there. It cost me $675 for one item. So I depend a lot on donations, 100% on donations. And then if you donate, let's say you give me, Dave, $100, and you say, Molly, this is for a vet home. I will make sure that $100 goes towards the vet home. You give me $100 and you say, Molly, this is for care packages. I'll put that money towards my Amazon wish list or the dollar store when I go there, and that's where your money will go. I will not take your $100 and put it towards a transit fan. I want that for free. I want that for free. My goal is to find somebody to donate me a transit van. I got balls of steel. I have no problem asking because it's not for me. It's for my military people. It's for my troops. Right? Now I started going to the American Legions and the VFWs and introducing myself because I've kind of gotten stuck, pushed out. I got to start doing stuff, right? That's a treat. I walk in there and I feel bad for these American Legions, just like the Rotary. You guys are getting nailed left and right. Donate to me, right? So I go into the VFWs and the American Legions and I don't ask for money. Because their money's great. All money is great, right? I need the donations. I want them to know I exist. I want them to know if they stumble, I can pick them up. I will help them. If they have military members serving and they're deployed, call me. Send me a message. I'll send them a care package. I'll send them 10. But each care package costs me $22 to ship also. So it's kind of, that's why I'm coming to you guys. I believe it's who you know, not what you know. And I know there's a lot of stuff out there for free, right? And I don't take a salary. I'm 100% volunteer, and so is my board. I love what I do. My house is a 2,000 square foot house, and 500 square feet is Semper Fi Flo. My third stall garage is all Semper Fi Flo right now, so when I leave here, I go home. I stop at Shields. I got to buy a couple sweatshirts for the vet home that specifically they wanted, a couple of the vets. And then I'll go home and put together the 30 care packages for the airport to deliver on Wednesday. I love it. I love it because when my kid says, hey, Mom, I got a care package from someone I didn't know, and it made his day. Again, why wouldn't I do it? Right? So if any of you have any military members that are deployed, or you have a friend, a buddy that's got a kid in, let me know. I'll give you my cell number, 612. Write it down. I mean it, 612-247-0862. Send me a text. Molly, I was at the Bloomington Rotary. Here's an address. Can you send them something? I have a family in need. If you have a military family that's in need, as long as we can get them vetted, I can help them. I can't help them until they're vetted. I have to protect myself first, right? I don't want to be taken advantage of or taken to the cleaners on anything like that. I need that veteran service officer, readiness officer to vet my families. Any other questions? No? Thank you. Thank you so much.